Yo, what up? We back with another edition of RPT, Real Prison Talk with Wes. And today we're gonna talk about what not to do when trying to avoid a confrontation. Not the obvious, you know, when you think of what not to do, because I mean the goal is to successfully complete your bid. And to me, going to jail and getting in a bunch of dumb shit and getting more time added to your bid, that ain't successful. So if you can do your bid without confrontation, that's the best way to do it. And one thing you don't want to do, like I said, we're not going to talk about the obvious, like don't be in other people's business and don't borrow that you can't pay back. That's the obvious. We're going to talk about things that I've seen people do unconsciously, not knowing that this is going to create a problem. Something as small as showing your homies your photo album can create a problem, which may be hard for a lot of people to do because a lot of guys in prison build these photo albums up with pictures of they past life when they was free, just so that they could show them off and pass them off to their homies and show them off. Hey, that was my car. Hey, that was my house. That was my wife, and that was my life. You know, so not doing that may be hard for some people, but there's a bunch of different reasons why you shouldn't show off your photo album, and I'm pretty sure I have a story probably for every last one of them. But the one that comes to mind, we were in a maximum security, and guy shows his cellmate, his cellie, his photo album. That was my car. That was my wife. That was my house. That was my daughter. This is where things get touchy at. Me personally, I had a separate album, photo album. I did the same thing that these guys did. Filled the album up with all my pictures of the lifestyle that I had when I was in before I came to prison. But I had a separate photo album. And in a separate photo album, I had pictures of my kids, my mom, my family, my loved ones. That one ain't get passed around. Like the homies ain't get to see. They don't need to see all that. The photo album was only $5. I don't know. Like some people may not have been fortunate enough to have separate photo albums. I don't know, but we buy them off commissary. This dude showed his celly his photo album. Inside the photo album was a picture of his kid. Now this was a lifer. He'd been down for maybe 30 years around the time. But he was well in shape. He went to prison young, so he's probably in his late 40s, um, early 50s maybe. I don't know. He was in shape though, and his celly was a young kid. So of course, the picture of the man's daughter was around the age of the young man that he was living with. Was his celly's age. So on the back of the picture, there was information. I don't know if she wrote her information on the back of the picture. Or maybe he wrote his daughter's information on the back of her picture. I don't know who wrote the information there, but I know the celly that seen it took note of the information, probably wrote it down and put it away, tucked it away, because one thing prison teaches you is patience. A dude in prison will cook a plan for years if he has to, just to see it unfold or not fold. So the dude tucked this dude's daughter's information, tucked it away, And eventually, you can live with somebody for years, and then something happens where you guys get split up, like these two guys, because one was a lifer, and the other one, I think he had maybe 15 or something like that. He wasn't a lifer. I know he had a date, and I assumed that was why he stole that information. He was gonna go. They was both from the same town, so I guess that was gonna be one of his missions to go probably try to date this guy's daughter when he get home. But instead, they got switched up into they got moved into different units. And I guess while they were apart for however many years, he figured, I'm going to contact this guy's daughter and try to see if I could start a relationship with her before I get home. He starts writing her. Meanwhile, still in contact with her dad. So she writes her dad. Who's this guy like? Now, let me tell you something about these lifers. These dudes know how to move in the penal system, like in the prison system. These lifers, especially somebody like him that been down, I think he was down 27. I don't think he had the full 30 in yet. I think he was down like 27. But let me tell you what the lifer did. He lived with this guy for about 7 years before they were split up. So he knows the guy's first and last name. Contacts these people to look this guy up and find out what unit is this guy in? Where'd they move him to? He might even had his daughter do it. It's one of my homies too. Gets the information of what part of the jail this guy's in. And I don't know, like I said, these dudes will cook up a plan and be patient enough to wait years if they have to for it to unfold. So from the day he got where his ex cellmate was was living, with part of the prison he was in, he began writing the jail, whether it been the warden, whether it been lieutenants, trying to get himself moved to that part of the jail. His reasons and excuses varied. I want to be on that side because the channels over there is better. You guys know y'all never get no problems out of me. I just want to do my time in peace. I got life. I want to go over there because the channels are clearer. I get more channels over there. Move to hey, they got more programs over there. I'm trying to go over there so I can stay active and get into the programs. And maybe 2, 3, 4 years of going back and forth with lieutenants and wardens, man got himself moved over there. But he wasn't done. Get moved into the unit, sees the guy. Hey, what's up, X City? Hey, man, what cell you in? Oh, I'm in cell 22. Damn, yo, we should bunk up, bro. We lived together for 7 years. We like brothers, bro. We should tell you, actually, sell if you want to switch with me and I move in. Fix that deal with the dude. Got himself moved in the cell with the dude within the same week that he was moved in the unit with the dude. So after he got moved in the unit with the dude, he held his composure, seen the dude, hugged him, kissed him, cooked up, ate together, broke bread together, talked about getting into the cell together, moved back in the cell together. Like, hey, warden, lieutenant, every time they seen somebody, hey, me and this dude lived together for 7 years, bro. It's been cool. We cool. Like, could we live together? Like, it won't be no problems. Finally, about a week of that, moves in the cell with this dude, beats this dude to within an inch of his life. Now, the homie, he's saying he didn't stab him, but the amount of blood that I seen in that cell, it looked like he was stabbing him. But his words to God's ears, he's saying he didn't stab him. They locked us down. I never seen that victim again, so I don't know what the wounds were. I actually never seen the homie again. Like they moved both of them out of there. When stuff goes down like that, probably gonna go to the box and get moved somewhere and never see each other again. You're never gonna see your victim again. You never like whoever you get into it with, they put I forgot what they call, but it basically a keep away from each other. If you got a keep away on somebody in that jail, then they won't even put you in that jail. So they probably split up, but the dude almost lost his life, you know what I mean? And I don't really know how far to the extent because prison is funny, you know what I mean? Something could happen, and by the time it gets to my side of the jail, the amount of ears that it on passed and the amount of added to the stories that don't get to it, it could be anything from yo, he pulled out a gun and shot the dude. So I don't really know the severity, but I know what I seen. I walked up to the cell while they were in there getting it shaken before the COs came. I seen the blood all over the place. That's why I was like, I went back and told him I think he in there poking him up, and he going to jail. I knew it was gonna go there. Excuse me, because I had to talk with the dude, and he swore to me like, "Yo, Wes, nah, I ain't gonna kill him. I'm just gonna put my hands on him a little bit, rough him up, let him know I don't play with my family." And then when I looked in there and seen that, I said, I looked in, just I ain't make it hot, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I just did the look in the cell and keep it moving. Walked by my cell. I was coming out of the showers, got dressed, told the homies like, "Yo, I think you about to kill that dude, bro." But that's why don't be showing dudes your photo albums in jail, especially if you got pictures of your family and your loved ones in it. On that note, we're gonna end this, you know what I mean? If you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, you can leave it in the comment section. If it's too personal for you to leave in the comment section, you can always hit my DM, wes.smith.129 on Instagram. That's wes.smith.129 on Instagram. Be on the lookout for my books that's coming out. My book, I'm sorry, that's coming out, How to Survive Prison. Um, the second one should be, it was in the works right now, but the second book should be on its way soon after. It's a hood book called Vengeful Hearts. And a book that's actually I'm working on right now is How to Survive Prison too. You know what I mean? I got some projects coming out. I'm gonna stay busy. And until next time, peace.